Alright guys, so another evening here. As you can see, got the engine in the background, got the head on it the other evening. Some parts are finally coming in for it, which is a good thing. So I hopped on the internet, ordered a billet aluminum plate right here. This plate goes in place of the big cast piece that was right here that the AC compressor was mounted to, and it's basically for your lower radiator hose. So we're gonna bolt this thing on tonight. I'll keep you guys tuned in as more parts come in. As you can see, dummy engine sitting in there. I'm just waiting on the slip yoke to come for the rear of that tranny, or the kit to put that slip yoke in the rear of that tranny to where I can mount everything. I got to fab a few more brackets up and whatnot, but things will progress fast here as parts start coming in. So waiting on, also waiting on intake plate for here. Probably got 10 junk ones laying in the scrap out back, but I really want a nice looking intake for on that thing. It's going to be nothing extravagant. It's stock replacement stuff, so I hopped on the internet, got one of those. Make sure you guys go check out Pure Diesel Power if you ever need parts. PureDieselPower.com. Garrett and those guys are awesome. So they hooked me up with some Larry B's shutoff solenoid here. This fuel shutoff solenoid will go right here on the pump. That'll control the RII. Will hook to that. It controls the rack and the pump, kills the fuel on the thing, so it'll be on or off. And I wanted to make sure to have good ones for that deal, just because that's critical to have safety like that on there and be able to start and kill the engine and it work every time. So kind of got scared for a minute there. I thought I didn't know what I was doing, which is typical, but that's all right. So anyhow, went to put these injectors in the engine there and they wouldn't go in. And I loaned them to a friend, and what the deal is a lot of these new high performance injectors use a big nozzle on them. If you can see, there's a 9mm tip on this one. There's a 7mm tip on this one. Well, it's an illusion. Technically, this is not a 9mm tip. This is a bushing that's on it, and I didn't even realize it. I just thought it still had a copper washer all around the bottom. The way it was look, it was all blackened and everything. So it's hard to see there, but yeah. It's not focusing, but anyhow, so it wouldn't fit in the head. This has got 7mm holes in this this 12 valve head. It's not drilled out to 9mm like some of the new high performance stuff. So I still need a 7mm nozzle, which I thought these were. I've had these in about every truck I own, but yeah. So I didn't know what the heck was going on at first, but we figured it out. We just got to slide these bushings off, use stock coppers, and put in them, and they'll plug right in there. So that's what we're going to do now. So as you can see, got the injectors in this thing. We put stock return back on the thing, got the injector stuck back in, put a stock steel return on it. They actually send these fiber lines with these little push-on deals when you buy these high-dollar injectors from, say, Shives or Harts or whoever, Northeast, whoever you get them from, whoever your supplier is. They send you this aftermarket stuff, but we've run into this aftermarket stuff leaks a lot of times. It's just a maintenance job. And the stock steel line, as long as you keep a stock bodied injector, is relatively maintenance free usually. Once you get them sealed up once good, they just last for a long time, and that's kind of nice. So that's what we're going with on this thing. So a lot of the stock parts just work, and that's what we're going to try to use. And we got them laying around. Little recap of what's going on here for this video. Got the Dodge automatic tranny bolted onto the 12 valve Cummins block there. It's setting down in there. Mid plate's on. Spent a little time the other night. Got some holes drilled in this to bolt the mid plate to. Those brackets fabbed up that I can weld on the frame. Got some plates made for on the side of the block right here to hold the front of the engine. Got plates for the side, the stock engine mounts, you might say. Yeah, so we're going to try to mount it 3 places. I actually threw the radiator in here and the radiator that's identical to it bolted to the back. I got sitting in there and made some brackets the other evening when I had a few minutes, and got them sitting in there in an approximate location. That second radiator is going to be for an air to water intercooler. We're going to kind of run it as a heat exchanger is my plan. So, because I'm not going to dump ice in the air to water box, which I'll kind of go through that as things get closer. But I'm not going to start dumping ice into it like we do the slip pulling truck. That just, I don't know. You're always chasing ice around and everything, and kind of a pain. But so yeah. So here's the other side. Same mounts fabbed up here. Here. Got to make mounts to actually bolt to the frame there so we can pop them out of the road as the engine comes in and out. We've been waiting on the slip yoke kit for in the back of this Dodge transmission that uses a Chevy Turbo 400 slip yoke, which is what this had in it, before we can get everything located and actually welded in. Got the 12 valve Cummins sitting over here on the stand, waiting to go in it when we get everything located where it's supposed to go. I hopped on eBay and ordered this 4BT bracket. I think they cast it wrong. I don't think it's supposed to be straight up for the thermostat. I think it's supposed to go straight forward, which it does not, but I don't know. We're gonna overcome that. Once we get it in the truck, we'll figure out what we gotta do there and whatnot. So, as you can see, the big old P-pump hanging on the side. Got the intake bolted on there. It's all just relatively stock parts. I mean, it's trying to keep it to where stuff's easy to get with this engine, and nothing too awful custom. I think it's still capable of making enough power to throw this thing around a little bit for a while. And just get it shook down, see if we're happy with it or whatever. We can always improve. So I got plans to maybe do a big engine for it in the future, but we're gonna use what we got laying around for now. All right, guys, so we have been waiting for this stuff for a long time. This has kind of been the hold up to this project other than just being busy. So this is a stubby shaft kit from Suncoast Transmission. It goes on the back of a 47 RE or 48 RE Dodge transmission, and it utilizes a Turbo 400 slip yoke that we got right here. And this monster truck, when we bought it, had a Turbo 400 transmission. This is the slip yoke that was in that Turbo 400 on this monster truck. So that is pretty cool that we can utilize that same slip yoke with the 1480 U-joint. It's a 32 spline output shaft they supply with this kit. This built aluminum hub right here has roller bearings down there in it and a seal, and it's a bearing support. There's the old junk one they had in it for mock-up. There's the new one. Seems they machined it down to get everything tightened up a little bit clearance-wise, but otherwise it looks like it'll bolt right on standard overdrive housing. So we're gonna put this sucker on and get this mock-up engine right here that we've had setting in it for a while slid back into place so we can start figuring our mounts out for real and start getting them tacked in.
So this is kind of risky, you know. You leave it alone, you think you're gonna beat the heat, get there early. Nope, you'll pump pill.
All right, as you can see, got it overdrive housing bolted on there. Slip yoke is on it. Kind of hard to see right there. Gonna slide it up. Got to get it onto that yoke, and then these straps right here go around it. These are kind of an old school deal. We weren't used to this in the diesel game, but I guess they did this a lot on Turbo 400 and the older Chevy stuff. So we're gonna try to do that now. Alright, so this thing is really packed in here, but as you can see, the bearing support is in there, the slip yoke is in, the straps are on. It's kind of hard to see that from this angle. There's really not a good way to see it. I mean, we just go by feel more than anything. So this thing is setting approximately how I think it's going to be. It looks like it's got a little bit of angle on it, obviously. I don't think it's not as bad as what you'd think, but it's going to work. We got to keep as much angle off of that U-joint as we can. So U-joints don't get happy if you got too much angle on them and you don't have one to counteract it. Hope you guys are liking this project. Make sure you share, like, subscribe, hit that dinger. Make sure to follow what we got going on here. We're going to get Merica out, race it in the future here again. Be some videos of that. We just did a Monster Truck Hall of Fame video. So yeah, we appreciate it. We'll see you guys in the next video.